you are writing the shittiest book that has ever existed. Oh yeah, I heard that. Because I mean, I can tell you over and over again that shitty books, bad books, do not exist. I can repeat over and over again that you are a good writer, that bad writer do not exist. I can repeat and repeat that you have to write that book because you can still improve it, you can still rewrite it, you can still edit it. You will also do that with an editor if you're being published. I can tell you all the reasons why I am right and you are wrong. Your book is fantastic, or your book will be fantastic. You do not believe me. Ever. So, alright, let's say it. Okay, you are writing the shittiest book that has ever existed. So what? What do we do now? I have made a video a while ago and in French, so you probably didn't see it. It was probably 2 or 3 years ago, where I talked about the TV show Pretty Little Liars that we loved and watched and binge watched, and we still kinda love, even though we know it was not good TV, because it was really, really poorly written. I've just rewatched, and I'm sorry this one is going to hurt. It's gonna hurt your heart, and it's gonna hurt your ears, because I don't think I can pronounce it well. Ghost Whisperer? No? That thing with Melinda Gordon, who can hear and see ghosts. That TV show, I just rewatched it. I binge watched the whole thing. That TV show is probably the worst written TV show I've ever seen in my life. That thing is so poorly written. I do not understand how we got 5 seasons of it. That's crazy to me. I still love it though. And I'm sure that right now, if I tell you to think about the worst book you've ever read, you can find one. You can find a book that was horrible. You hated the writing, you hated the story, and at some point when you read it, even if you didn't finish it, or maybe you did because you like to torture yourself, at one point when you were reading it, you thought to yourself, how the fuck did that thing got published? What was the publisher thinking? What were the editors thinking? What was the writer thinking? And maybe this book is one of the more popular books right now, or when you were reading it. I am currently reading a book. Actually, I'm currently DNFing a book that has very good reviews online, and I really don't get it. I read 2 chapters and I already want to throw it out of the window, because I honestly think that's one of the worst things I've ever read. And I'm only 2 chapters in, so I'm not gonna keep torturing myself. And yet, these books are being published. We are not gonna talk about the fact that every book has a public, every book has a target audience, because as I said in the introduction of this video, you do not believe me. All I'm gonna say is, so what if your book is shitty? We have so many shitty TV shows. We have so many shitty books. Shitty. They exist. They're being aired. They're being published. Which means that your shitty book can be published too. Even if it's the worst thing that the world has ever seen. It's probably not, but you know. So what if your book is bad? It's probably not, but so what if it is? It's not the only bad book that has been published. Which means that your bad book can be published. Your bad book can be written. Your bad book, it's pretty hard to say. Your bad book can have an audience, a public. I don't know how you say that in English, by the way. Readers. Maybe that's better. Your bad book, the shittiest book in the world, can have readers. And you know what? It probably will. So embrace the bad book. Write the bad book. Publish the bad book. Submit the bad book to publishers. Because in this world, there are readers and there are publishers who will see something in it. Something that is not all bad. You have a dream, right? That dream is to be published. So why not fulfill it? I have been published 3 times. I have 2 short stories and a novel. Guess what? I don't think that I'm a good writer. I really don't. I don't understand what happened. I do not have a writing routine. I am chaos walking, to be completely honest. I'm in shambles. I don't know how I'm still here. as a writer and as a human being. I'm hanging by a thread, to be completely honest. As a writer and as a human being, I have no fucking clue what happened. I do not know how I have been published. By the way, my novel, who has been published, I never planned to be published with this one. It's my first novel. I have a novel that I really love, that no one wants. I sent it to like 50 publishers and everyone said, nope, that's not happening. This one, I sent it twice to writing contests in order to have just feedbacks to know what was wrong with my writing. And twice it interested, an editing house was interested. Publishing house? I never know which one it is. It was published. At this point, I still don't know what happened. I have no clue what happened, and I don't care what happened. It just happened. I do not think I'm a good writer. Every time I read a book, I think, what the fuck, I will never be as good at that as this person, as this author. Why? What have I done to be such a horrible writer? And yet I have been published 3 times and apparently people like my book. I don't get it. First, I believe with my whole being that you do not need to be good at something to enjoy doing that thing. I love singing. I am not a good singer, and that I know of, I've been told. But I love singing. I've sung in a choir for almost 20 years of my life, and I loved it, but I was bad at singing, which is why I was in a choir, because no one hears you. And I do not think I am good at writing. Apparently I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, and sometimes it's really hard to write when you think that you are the worst writer in the world. I get it. But 1, it doesn't mean that you are, and 2, who fucking cares? Apparently it's not even important. Since you think that there are bad writers in the world. You think there are bad screenwriters. You think there are bad musicians. You think there are bad singers. You think there are bad people. And yet they do their art, they sing, they make movies, they make books. Sometimes it makes you angry that these people have all of this and you don't, and that I totally understand. That jealousy, I understand. Sometimes you wonder what the fuck is wrong with the world. I get it. But even if you are the shittiest writer in the world, it seems that there is room for you. It seems that there is room for your art somewhere. All you have to do is just write the shitty book, believe in the shitty books, in the shitty book, work hard on the shitty book, and get that shitty book published. Being published in a publishing house or editing house, I never know which one it is more complicated. But it's not more complicated because your book is bad. It's more complicated because there are hundreds of writers like you, thousands, millions writers like you in the world that wants to be published too, and the publishing house, well, they do what they can, honestly. They can't publish everyone, and sometimes it has nothing to do with your book or the quality of your book. It has to do with there's not enough room for everyone in a publishing houses. But I think that there are room for everyone, art in the world. Sometimes I even think that people in publishing houses know that they are publishing bad books. They just know that it will work, that it will sell. So write the shitty book, embrace the shitty book, and get that shitty book published. You deserve it. And your book is not shitty. Oh my god, I swear. I want to slap you in your perfect pretty face. Your book is good. Write the good book. Okay? So yeah.